Oh, it's amazing how the status of petroleum subsidy had evolved since 2015 when President Muhammadu Buhari came to power. Amazing, the changes. It moved from being a fraud, according to Buhari, to something that has become so vital that a whopping 4 trillion, not billion, trillion, has been budgeted for oil subsidy in this year's budget, 2022 budget alone. 4 trillion. Listen to Buhari in 2011.
Who is subsidizing who? The Nigerian oil industry, petroleum industry, was developed with Nigerian capital. In fact, most of the expertise are Nigerians. If anybody said he is subsidizing anything, he is a fraud.
Yes. He said that what is called subsidy was nothing but fraud.
All these people talking about subsidy, who is subsidizing who? But there is so much fraud, as I said, and corruption that I don't talk about it. But the day I have to talk about it, I will ask the petroleum economists to come and tell me who is subsidizing Nigerians.
And that he will ask economists to tell him who was subsidizing who when he became president. Well, we as we all know now, Buhari has been president for 7 years now. 7 years. He even doubles as both the president and the petroleum minister. Amazing. Yet, the subsidy fraud persists. And even on a more grand scale, 4 trillion. Under Buhari, the petroleum subsidy that was once called a fraud has grown from 307 billion in 2015 to a mind-boggling 4 trillion in 2022. That is a whopping 1,202% increase within 7 years. Hey, imagine what will happen when Tinubu comes. Now, this unbelievable increase in subsidy payment is occurring side by side with a continuous increase in government spending on reviving petroleum refineries in Nigeria. Yeah. Can you imagine that? Double wahala. Yes, take a look at the headline. Wonderful. Now, between 2015 and 2020, the government spent almost 1.5 trillion on the maintenance of our 4 refineries that did not produce, the one in Canada did not produce a single petroleum drop of petrol, or any refined product, nothing. Yet, in March of 2021, President Muhammadu Buhari still approved a further sum of $1.5 billion, that is 600 billion naira, for the rehabilitation of the Port Harcourt refinery. Yes, can you imagine that? The implication is that by the end of 2022, the Buhari regime will have spent 10 trillion, listen to me, 10 trillion, $25 billion on petroleum subsidy and maintenance of our dead refineries. $25 billion. This amount is more than the cost of Dangote refinery, which stands at $19 billion. So President Buhari keeps telling us that Nigeria, finally we will get out of this importation of petrol when Dangote finishes his refinery. Think of this. We have spent 25 billion on subsidies and on maintenance of all refineries in the last 7 years, when we could have built one for 19 billion. Yes. And to thank Dangote for doing the job that the government was supposed to do, Buhari signed to give Dangote refinery, Dangote, $2.76 billion of your money. The idea is that Nigerian government will get 20% share of Dangote's refinery for what? $2.76 billion. Meanwhile, with $2.76 billion, Nigeria can easily build a refinery that can handle 300,000 barrels a day. Hey! Well, unlike 2021, when the House of Rep probed the money payments for subsidy payments under President Goodluck Jonathan, we may never know what happened to over 10 trillion that Buhari spent so far. Because the House of Rep only exists to approve funds for the executive. Rubber stamp, Ahmed Lawan. Rubber stamp, Ahmed Lawan. That's it. We may never know what happened. 10 trillion. Where did the money go? Nobody knows. They don't even care. It is your money. Hey, they've collected their own. They don't care anymore. That is the unfortunate situation Nigeria has found itself under President Muhammadu Buhari. And I ask you again, Africa, who did this to us? Who did this to us?